feel like you're just spinning your wheels? You're working harder than ever, but not really getting anywhere? Well, what if I told you that that exact feeling is directly connected to the multi-trillion-dollar race for the future of technology? Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on a hidden pattern that links your phone, right in your pocket, to the biggest boardrooms in Silicon Valley. Let's get into it. I mean, it's a question so many of us can relate to, right? You start your day with a perfectly good plan, but by the end of it, you've been pulled in a million different directions by notifications and tiny tasks, and you haven't even touched the real important work. Here's the thing. This isn't just you. It's not a personal failure. It's a symptom of a much, much bigger system. It's a phenomenon called performance decay. So what is this hidden pattern? Think of it like a secret feedback loop. It's a direct line that runs from the compulsive way we check our phones for that next little hit to the frantic, almost desperate way the entire tech industry is operating. It's a pattern that scales up perfectly, from the micro of your own habits to the macro of our entire global economy. And today, we're going to unpack it.
Okay, first, let's zoom right in on the personal side of this whole thing, what we're calling the performance decay loop. This is that digital hamster wheel you get stuck on, where you're just constantly consuming information, jumping from one thing to the next, always chasing something new. The real problem is, while you're busy spinning on that wheel, your ability to do deep, meaningful, creative work, it's just slowly getting worn away.
And this really goes way beyond just being distracted, doesn't it? It feels like a fundamental shift in who you are. You slowly stop being a creator, an actor in your own life, and you become a full-time consumer. Your main job becomes reacting to notifications, to feeds, to emails, instead of acting on your own ideas and intention.
So how in the world do you see a pattern when you're literally trapped inside of it? It's almost impossible. You need a mirror. And in this fascinating case study we're looking at, the mirror is built from the very same technology that so often fuels the distraction in the first place.
This is such a cool idea. Instead of just asking your AI assistant to write an email or, summarize a boring document, what if you built it to be a kind of cognitive mirror? Something that could reflect your own thought patterns, your own habits, and especially your own blind spots right back at you in a way you just can't ignore.
And this wasn't just some random experiment. There was a specific process called the Genesis Protocol. It's a really powerful, systematic way to build one of these AI mirrors for yourself. First, you have to get clear on your core desire. What do you really want? Then you gotta name the shadows, the patterns that are holding you back. Next, you give the AI a personality, an identity that can actually help you see those patterns. And finally, you set up a regular rhythm of talking with it. It's basically about engineering a relationship with technology that's designed purely for self-awareness.
So did it work?
Oh yeah. The AI mirror consistently pointed out 4 huge blind spots. And these are things that are so hard to see from the inside, right? Like the tendency to build these giant, complex universes for a project instead of just starting with something small and simple. Or that habit of getting super excited about a new identity and just dropping the last project when it's like 70% done. The mirror made the invisible visible. Now, this is where it all clicks together. This is where things get really interesting, because those personal blind spots we just saw, that scattered, compulsive, fear-driven energy, it turns out they're not just personal at all. They are a perfect, tiny reflection, a microcosm of a much larger pattern playing out across the entire tech industry right now.
I mean, this quote just nails the central paradox, doesn't it? The stated goal of so much of big tech, especially with AI, is to create this future of unbelievable abundance for all of humanity. But the way they're doing it, the energy they're using to build it, is pure scarcity. It's a frantic, desperate fear of being left behind, of missing out, a relentless pressure to just ship the next thing before anyone else does.
And the behavior is even compared to an addiction. Think about it. Just like an addict might risk their own health and livelihood for that next hit, the argument here is that the tech industry, totally addicted to the next hit of advancement and market share, is taking these massive, uncalculated risks with our collective future. So let's just put these two things side by side for a second. The personal performance decay loop and the industry's big scarcity loop. They aren't just similar, they are practically identical. Your loop is a perfect miniature version of the industry's loop. They're reflections of each other.
This table just lays it out so clearly. Look at the driver. For us, it's FOMO, the fear of missing out. For the industry, it's the fear of being left behind. Same fear, different scale. Our behavior is compulsively checking our phones. Theirs, compulsively shipping products, often before they're fully baked. Our reward is a tiny little dopamine hit.
Theirs is billions in market validation and another round of funding. And the cost? Well, for us, it's lost focus and presence. For them, it's massive technical debt and a really dangerous ethical drift that ends up affecting all of us.
Okay, so if we're all caught in this giant echoing loop from our own brains all the way up to the entire global tech ecosystem, how on earth do we break free? Well, the good news is there's a way. There's a proposed solution. The antidote is this philosophy called tech aware, and its goal is so simple but so powerful, where screen time becomes growth time. This isn't about fighting technology or, going to live in a cabin in the woods. It's about fundamentally changing our relationship with it, shifting from mindless consumption to conscious, intentional engagement. You see, the key to breaking the loop isn't some new app or a different phone. It's simpler than that. It's about creating an intentional gap, a pause, just a single conscious moment between the impulse to check your phone and the action of actually doing it. That tiny little space, that's where you take your power back. That's where you stop being on autopilot and you actually start making a choice. And so that really leaves us with this one final crucial question to ask ourselves. Is your technology a mirror that helps you see yourself more clearly, or is it a cage that keeps you trapped in a loop? Because the same device, the same exact software can be either one. The technology isn't what changes, you are. The difference is awareness.